This is problem number 2 from section 4.2. It says use the graph of the polynomial function f to complete the following. So we've got our graph of the polynomial here. It asks us for the x-intercepts. It also asks us to determine whether or not this leading coefficient is positive or negative, and then the minimum degree of f. Let's start with the x-intercepts. It looks like we cross the x-axis at 1, 2, 3 different spots. So this x-intercept looks like we're going up by 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of the x-intercepts is -5. Another one would be 1, 2, -2. And the other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Now it says determine whether the leading coefficient is positive or negative. Choose the correct answer below. Well, the function is finishing going towards positive infinity. It starts going towards positive infinity, and the key is it finishes toward positive infinity. So because it's as x increases, it's going towards positive infinity. This tells me that I have a positive leading coefficient because I'm going towards positive infinity toward the end. The minimum degree of f. Now this is a tougher, it seems tough to come up with the minimum degree of f, but if you know these two things, it's really going to make this an easy process. So first thing is the types of polynomials. Even polynomials are going to be both pointed towards positive infinity, or if they're negative leading coefficients, they're pointed towards negative infinity. Odd polys are going to point in opposite directions. All right, and then the negative obviously is going to switch how it's pointed. The number of turning points of a polynomial of degree n can have at most n minus 1 turning points. So this is also going to help us out, meaning if you have a polynomial of degree 4, the most turning points it can have is 4 minus 1, which is 3. So you can look at the number of turning points in your graph and then come up with a minimum degree using the turning points. So first of all, we know that this is an even function. Now, if it were a square function, all right, I would expect for an x squared function to have 1 turning point, because degree 2 minus 1, that's 1 turning point. So a squared function would have 1 turning point. So I know that it's not a square function because it's an even function and it can't be degree 2. Let's look at degree 4. Degree 4 would have 4 minus 1 turning points, which is 3 turning points. And in our case, we have 1, 2, 3 turning points in this problem. So the minimum degree of this function is 4. That doesn't mean it can't be 6 or 8. It just means that it's the minimum degree that could even be a possibility. So the minimum degree of f is 4. And then if you wanted to put a reason why, because it has 3 turning points. Hope that makes sense.